you need me to speak at? Girl. I'm here at the pleasure and discretion of my friend Guy here, so.
Which is great because we're gonna be popping your pride cherry.
I'm really excited. I'm honestly, the closer we get to it, right? Like I'm 37 years old. It's been a very long time that I have been aware. I'm proud of that.
Well, I turned 30 this year. And
I've lived a lot of life, and the feedback that I get from people is that I look like I'm in my late 20s. So I'm not testifying to that, right? Like I'm not saying that that's true and I believe that, and yet the feedback is consistent. And all I can really do as a human being is receive the feedback that I'm getting and draw a common line between the feedback, right? So the moral of the story is I look like I'm in my late 20s, and I'm not. I'm very much so
that
not.
you are not, and it's
I've lived a
good
lot of
skincare.
life, and I'm proud of that. And I don't have a lot of thoughts around having never attended a Pride other than I'm excited to attend my first Pride, like regardless of my age.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. And I think the interesting part about this area of the country, in Alaska, we have one Pride, and it's in Anchorage, and it's a certain day during the year. It is in the month of June, and it usually has more protesters than it does actual attendees for the parade.
Well, I mean, arguably, the very first Pride was a protest. Might not be the right protesters, and I shouldn't say right, but it probably not the protesters.
Are you talking about Stonewall?
That's where Pride originated.
That's where it originated from?
Mm-hmm. So Pride, the reason we celebrate Pride in June
that's really
is because
cool.
that's when the Stonewall riots happened in June. When our trans and people of color that were part of the LGBTQ were inside of the Stonewall and they were being forcibly removed by the police. They were raids.
Right.
That's
I know
where
what
Pride comes
Stonewall
from.
was.
Yeah.
What I hadn't realized was that Pride, as a festival, as a parade in particular, originated from the Stonewall riots.
Yep. So like in New York, the reason, so,
That is so
I
cool.
believe it's San Francisco, New York City, and Seattle, among other major cities. I believe all three of them have their Pride festivals on the same weekend, which is the last weekend of June. Don't quote me on that. I know Seattle because Seattle's like my hometown. But it's the biggest reason for it was to honor the Stonewall riots. And so that's why a lot of times, especially in Seattle, being your first Pride, you'll see that some of the people that are walking in the parade that have like their big signs or they have their whatever, they say Pride is a protest because that's where it originated. It originated as a protest for their rights.
So the irony is not lost on me
No.
that there are protesters that show up to, and I've always looked at it as a celebration, always.
Yep.
And I've always felt intimidated because of the environment that I grew up in. Look, it's a choice. I do understand that. I chose to feel threatened and like I needed to back away and not show up and participate in a Pride event in Anchorage, Alaska, because it felt like it was so controversial. And I felt like I was the chairman of the planning commission for a time in the Matsu Borough. I was like involved in the public, had a real estate career for 12 years. So like I felt like it would have been more controversial than it probably would have actually been for me to go and participate. But in reality, it was like the veil. Like I used my business as a veil. This is so cool because I'm getting so many opportunities to reflect on the choices that I made and why I made them and the reasons that I used to justify the choices that I made. And I used my business as a veil, my public involvement, my involvement in my community as a veil to avoid being faced with the fact that I'm different by nature. Like there's nothing about me that is choosing to show up as identifying as gay. Like I am gay. Like I'm so gay.
Yeah. Oh, you and me both.
I love men.
So I think that's a shared view on where we are. Like, for example, when I first came out, I had been, I graduated from high school, was in college. I had my first company, my clothing company. I'd had that for, I think we were going on 4 to 5 years when I finally decided to like own who I was and start coming out.
You owned
And
a clothing company, and you
it's sitting my mother's passion for fashion. Shout
No
out Holly,
comment.
she made it to the second
Gonna
episode
keep my mouth
too.
shut on that one.
But I think it's easy for us to kind of hide behind the, well, I'm a business owner. Well, it was easy for me to hide.
Yeah. I would agree.
Behind the business owner, the public figure, the person that I was growing up. You know, this is who I built myself to be. When in reality, like you're saying, it's natural. It's this is the way we are. This is the way that we show up. Like, we are gay. Like, own it. Be proud of it. Celebrate it. Like, when I first came out, I was not a rainbow gay. Meaning that I didn't need the rainbow. I didn't need pride. I just liked men. I just did the men thing.
Was it an intentional thing? Like, you were like, I'm proud enough that I don't
even think it was that. I think it was like, if I'm being honest, I think I was protecting myself
from.
I think just societal view of me. Because like,
of you or of being gay?
Both. Okay. So like, one thing, like, and this is where like therapy, love it. Everybody should go through it.
It's been so useful.
It's oh my Lord. I've realized throughout the years and through working through it with therapy that I'm very, very much so in tune with how people view me, and I care deeply about it.
So I don't know if you remember in class. I think it was today. It was actually today. I commented that traditionally, we as human beings and as society, we tend to favor one of two things, and we constantly seek evidence of that. It's either to be liked or to be right. And we tend to lean one direction or the other. And sometimes there's a combination of both. Like, let's be real. There's I'm right about this. I'm very certain I'm right about this. So I'm going to keep fighting for it. It has nothing to do with being liked. There's an ego portion of that.
Yeah.
A pride portion, if you will. But it's like literally one of those two things usually tends to come into play. So like, it's not a flaw. It's a human attribute, I would call it. Right?
Yeah. And so like, going through that process, I never planned on like going to Pride, doing the thing, wearing the rainbow. I'm just like, no, not for me. Fast forward to 2019, and my friends invited me to go to Pride. They're like, hey, like, we're going to the parade, like, just come with us. And I was like, okay, well, like, I need an outfit for it. So I went to Express. I bought myself this like little flannel that had some rainbows on it. So like, I just need something. Like, I want to at least look the part, right?
Well, flannel with rainbows. So like, you did well.
I did.
You balanced it well.
I was in line, right? I dressed for the activity because I know how to dress for the activity. But I went, and it was almost immediately when I got there, I broke down in tears.
Seriously?
I didn't realize how much I was missing out on community. And being in that, like, I went with friends, like, they were close friends, as in, like, we did a lot together. We did gay family dinners, like, all the things. So there's a bunch of gay boys. Love them to death. They actually, like, have all moved on. We haven't done gay family dinner in years now. But in that space, in that level of comfort where it's like the guard just immediately fell down. Like, one, being in the city for me, my guard instantly starts to lower. Like, I'm so at peace in the city. It's a joke with some of my friends that, like, if Guy needs, like, quiet, he's in Westlake. He's in the middle of downtown Seattle, in the middle of the chaos. Someone's honking their horn, someone's screaming, there's a siren down the street, there's a truck honking its horn because someone's in the middle of the road, there's a bicyclist on this side. Like, he's in peace when he's in the middle of the chaos. And that's totally me.
Wow.
And so going to my happy place, the middle of the city, and seeing all the rainbows, all the love, all the celebration, all the people just living. How many
people estimate? How many people were there?
It's the largest parade in the city of Seattle. It's one of the largest events in Seattle with almost 400,000 people coming.
You got to be kidding me. Okay, so context matters, right? I suggest often that it's the most important thing in any setting. Context is everything. The state of Alaska has, I think, just shy of 750,000 people in the entire state.
So half of your state shows up. More than half of your state shows up.
Which is, well, it's making sense, right? Like, I was so averse to going to our Pride parade in particular because I knew there were more protesters than there were actual people who were celebrating Pride. And so for me, it became I defined it as like this combative event. And I started to identify with that so much that I wanted to avoid being a part of making any kind of statement because of the veil of my business, of my not political, but my my public participation and in community. And so I'm trying to imagine just in my head what it would be like to be at an event that has 400,000 people. Not even at an event where I can feel inclusivity, where I feel accepted, where I feel community, where I feel celebration for something that's been innate in me my entire life. For as long as, do you get the question from people like, when did you know? Like, at what point did you know that you were gay?
I get that question all the time, and it's such a
I'm like,
weird question because, like,
when did you know you were straight?
that's literally what I want to ask them back
Right?
because, like, I'm just like, I try to like recall,
I
like,
can't.
was there a defining time? No, there
No,
was
always
the concern and like going into school, like, oh, I have to change in the locker room.
Oh,
Like something feels off about changing in the locker room. Like, obviously, like everybody has like the, oh, we have to start changing like together. But like for me, it wasn't the we have to change together. It was like there's other guys there, and like the way some of the guys talk about the girls, I feel like I kind of think about the guys that way.
For me it was, I had the same feeling, total transparency. I had the same feeling, and for me it was more about, I hadn't realized it at the time, but like I think the same way that heterosexual males or females care when they're around other guys or girls, I was very aware that that was a setting for me to be very vulnerable and in front of people that I cared more about what their opinion of me, the way I looked, right? Like even before I acknowledged or recognized what being gay was, it was a fear, a total fear.
Absolutely. 100%. Like I totally agree with that. Like, because how old were you when you came out?
Oh, 19.
19. Okay, so you were.
I was in college. I was in a very liberal university in Southern Indiana, ironically. I was on a swim team where, like, I want to say at least 10% of the team was gay. Swimming.
We have Olympic swimming that we love. There's lots of Olympic swimmers that we love.
Great memories. Yeah.
The Speedos.
Oh.
Who watches the Olympics for track and field? We're watching for the swimmers.
Side note, right? I swam for 16 years. I had a 16-year swimming career. Swam from when I was 6 years old all the way until I was in college. And
D1 athlete.
Yep, a D1 athlete. And so what was interesting was there was a transition in the swimming field around, like, do you remember watching the Olympics and like everyone was wearing a bodysuit, like a complete bodysuit from like wrist all the way down to ankle?
I thought that was only the women.
No, men did it too. The women obviously, like, their
theirs was more
suit,
like
they cover the core area
or whatever.
But there was a time frame in swimming, in the swimming industry, I'll call it, where we were wearing full body suits that we called second skins.
Okay.
And so oddly, it's transitioned out of that and back into like the most natural thing, mostly Speedos.
Yeah.
The more smooth, like shaved skin, open. I don't know where that transition happened or why. I believe it was mostly because the regulators or the regulation swimming authorities determined that second skins were a way of like cheating collectively. Like that's my inclination, is to believe that was what it was about. I think it was too effective, or it was like not as natural to be able to compete in that way. But
interesting.
Well, we're digressing, right? Like,
as we usually do. But yeah, it's just being in that environment back at Pride where I'm seeing the community, I'm seeing all the people, I'm enjoying the support and the camaraderie and the celebration, and it was just fun. Everybody's there having a great time. Nothing about it felt like this is bad.
You felt safe the whole time.
It was safe the whole time. We were on 4th Ave, which is where the route goes in downtown Seattle. Yeah. We were sitting by, I think we were about 3/4 of the way down the route, so we were pretty close to Seattle Center. And at a certain point, like, the parade's long. I think it runs from like 10 or 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Like, it's a long parade.
So is it long because of the distance or because of the number of people?
The number of people, the number of floats and companies and sponsors and every like the people, there's so many churches that walk through it, which I think is so funny. And the churches literally like, we love you, come as you are. Like it's so like, it's one of those places where when you sit there and you just like, even if you watch it for a couple, I don't think I've ever made it through the entire parade.
Yeah.
Because we end up migrating to Seattle Center, where in Seattle Center, they have Pride Fest going on in the park. So they have concerts, they have drag shows, they have beer gardens, they have more vendors. Like, is it capitalism? Yes. Is it? We are Americans.
If there's an opportunity to capitalize, we're gonna do it.
Absolutely. But at the same time, a lot of these organizations that are set up, a certain portion of it's being donated back to LGBTQ organizations, or they themselves are queer owned. I certainly hope so. Or like, there's so much going on that you're just like, you're in full immersion. Like, you have the allies that are like your friends, or the people that are just like, we support you, we want to help out, we want to be good stewards of the community. You have the people that are the queer individuals that are there. Like, you have the full gamut of what it is to be a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and you're fully immersed in just like, this is community. This is what it's a much larger scale than what we're looking at building, you know, at what we have envisioned or what we like see as possible. Granted, maybe that's a limiting belief on my part,
100%.
But it's just, I've gone every single year since.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, the second year that I was going to go was canceled. Because of the pandemic, there was no parade, there was no Pride Fest, everything just got axed off the calendar. So the second time I went wasn't until 2022, I think, 22. It had been a year or two gap between me going to my first Pride and me being able to go to my second one. And the second one, I actually went up to Capitol Hill on the weekend, because it's a whole weekend of festivities. Starting Friday night up in Cap Hill, the block parties are going. You have Queer Bar, which has, honestly, in my part, probably the best block party. Yeah. Depending on what you're looking for.
Queer Bar is fantastic.
It's a great bar.
It's beautiful. The drinks are phenomenal.
Well, yes. And I personally like Unicorn, but I also love
Never been there.
Oh, we're going. Okay. We are so going. Yeah. We're going to Unicorn, and I'm getting you a Unicorn, Chiz. And you are going to enjoy it.
Yeah. No, I've been to Cuff. I've been to
Cuff is a great one too.
Queer Bar. And I've been to Union.
I have not been to Union.
Union was fun.
Okay.
It was where we started.
Okay.
It was also earlier in the night, like 8, 9 o'clock. That's so right. Early. Well, I'm
that's where you get
my late 30s. Like, I'm not.
Okay. Well, I guess this also brings up a different part for like Pride for me now versus Pride for me 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years.
Like,
oh my God.
I'm getting old.
I am.
So maybe Pride will be different this year with you. But no, it's Pride when I was younger was definitely like, go party, have a good time, go to the gay bars, go to the block parties, get just absolutely wasted and have a great time.
Okay.
Like, you're safe and in community.
7 years into my 30s, can I just say, I want to know where am I parking? Is it dog friendly? Like, can I bring Lana?
To the parade. There's a lot of people though.
Well, and that's the problem, right? Like, because we live here
in
Pierce County, it would be a matter of like, okay, now I'm going to take Lana back to the car. Like, I'm not going to do that to her, so I probably won't bring her. Knowing what time does the parade start? What time does it end? Like, I'd like to be able to plan out what it looks like to be in town. So, like,
I'm also competing with my mother's birthday on Saturday, and Mama always gets priority. And so I think,
why wouldn't she be there?
Well, so part of it, so on her birthday's on Saturday. And so I think we're going to go do the paddleboard rave in South Lake Union.
Okay.
Because that's not Pride, but it's going on the same weekend.
It's on Lake Washington?
Lake Union.
Lake Union.
So Lake Union is the body of water. When you get off on Mercer, it's immediately off to your right-hand side. I know I did. I don't even know why I tried.
Mercer. Isn't that an infectious disease or something?
What's MRSA? Very different. So no, but she loves to paddleboard. I took her to a paddleboard rave last year. So I think on her birthday, during the day, we're gonna go to the paddleboard rave. I'm gonna probably dip out a little bit early and go meet with everybody up in Capitol Hill for the Pride Fest up there for the.
Can I be totally transparent?
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about this since you described what it was like to be at Pride and like the feeling of comfort. I'm feeling internally like a natural resistance to the idea of being in a space that's that comfortable. I don't know what that is.
I think coming from my experience, I think it's probably the way I felt when I went to the first one.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm doing this because I got invited, but I'm just partaking in it. Like, it's not for me. It's not my thing. And that's the thing though,
right? Like, I know that I'm going to feel comfortable. I know that I'm going to feel more confident. I know that I'm going to feel like I'm a part of something bigger. I know that it's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional for me. And there's a part of me that's gotten so used to adjusting and being okay with being different that the idea of being accepted is really uncomfortable. And it's making me not want to go. Like, I'm going to go. I know I'm going to go because I deserve to experience it. Like, the little boy inside of Will deserves to experience what it's like to be in that environment. But I'm like, I'm just noticing, right? Like, we were talking about awareness earlier. Like, I've spent so much intentional time gaining a deeper awareness of the thoughts I have, the feelings I have, the reason that they come up based on the experience that I'm creating that other people contribute to.
Yeah.
And the reality for me is that I've gotten really, really used to being uncomfortable, so much so that I think I'm more comfortable being uncomfortable than I am actually being comfortable.
Oh, that I can believe. Knowing like your coaching style and how like just you and I, when we've worked together, I can tell that you're always like, it's not necessarily the crave for the uncomfort, but it's we talked about it last episode where it was, if you're not growing, you're decaying.
Yeah.
And there is a level of, in order to grow, you do have to be somewhat uncomfortable. And I think there's a level of, I mean, we see this in our business, right? Like as real estate agents, there are a lot of uncomfortable things that we get to do. We get to make the cold calls. We get to go do the door knocking. We get to go do the open house, where some people think it's fun. Some people think it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We get to go out and do the open house and have nobody show up. We get to do the things that are uncomfortable to help ourselves grow. We get to put ourselves out there in front of people to meet new people. Like, there are some people, like, for lack of better terms, like, I describe myself as an introverted extrovert. Like, I am 100% someone that once you get to know me, I do not shut up. But until you know me, I'm quiet, I'm reserved, I'm in the back corner, I'm not talking, I'm avoiding eye contact. I'm like, no. When in reality, that's not how I show up when I actually am comfortable. If I'm in a space that I'm comfortable, game's over. I am talking, I'm making friends, we're not doing whatever the person at the front of the room is trying to get us to do, because we're having more fun making connection, building relationship.
There is a part. Okay, are you open to feedback?
I will say thank you afterwards.
There, in my experience, there is a natural part of you that will lean into whatever rubs against the norm or the mold intentionally, even if it's self-destructive.
Thank you.
Like, you're very welcome. Look at you growing. What is this?
What you can't see inside is a lot of tension. And I agree with that. So thank you.
I'm particularly excited about getting pre-qualified. I'm going to be real. Like, pride aside, I'm super excited. I'm very thrilled about it. And the reality for me is I'm so focused on what it's going to be like to plant roots here. I'm really excited to buy my first property here. I know exactly what it's going to look like. I know exactly where I want it to be. I know exactly what I want the price to be, even though it's probably not going to happen. But you never know.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, hey, do you want to hear a really fun stat about that? Because you being a homeowner here, I think will be really interesting.
And you know I love stats.
I know you love stats. Yeah. So I was looking at a report yesterday. It came out in 2023, I believe. So it's a little bit dated, 2023, 2024. So it's a little bit outdated report.
There's been a lot of migration in the last 3 years.
A lot of migration.
Yeah.
But I thought it was wild. So talking about like ownership, because I'm on the same journey. I think I'm a little bit behind you, because you've already bought your first home.
Approximately 10 years.
Okay, well, 10 years ago, I was barely out of high school.
Oh, you were such a baby.
I was a baby.
Yeah.
So in Washington, it's about 14% of the population identifies as LGBTQ+.
In Washington State?
In Washington State.
Okay.
That's the third highest percentage in the nation.
Do you know what Alaska was at?
I don't off the top of my head, but I know it was low.
Yeah, I'm like 3, like 1%.
So it's
like
of that roughly 14%.
Yeah.
On the national scale, only about 50% of them own a home. And the vast majority of the people in the LGBTQ plus community are first-time home buyers.
Mm-hmm.
So when they do move into that first-time home buyership,
what are the age demographics of the LGBTQ community?
I wish I knew that off the top of my head, and I don't. Yeah. But from some of the studies that I've read, because I don't have the actual stat, I know the younger the generations, the millennials, the Gen Z, the Gen Alphas, which I think is a wild name for the youngest generation, they skew higher.
Higher for like more
higher. Well, so higher for them to be LGBTQ plus.
Okay, fair.
I believe Gen Z's trending. I think Gen Z's trending faster, but they aren't at a higher rate than millennials in terms of home ownership.
Interesting.
But a lot of Gen Z's skipping college.
They're
not going into student debt because they're going into they're going directly into careers, they're going into trades, whatever it may be. Yeah. So I learned,
college graduate, I learned an incredible amount about how to learn. I learned an incredible amount about myself. I learned an incredible amount about how to be independent, even though my parents were paying for my college, right? And if I didn't have my degree, I think I still would have been a really effective real estate professional. Like, and this is custom to our industry, my chosen path for a career after college. But I think about that often because in the state of Alaska, you can get your license when you're 19. Yeah. I think, if I would have spent 3 extra years in the real estate industry, gaining confidence, I mean, would I have ever come out? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And
well, you know what? You're out. Are you proud?
Very.
Are you loud?
I'm so fucking happy.
Are you loud? Are you proud and loud? Are you loud and proud? That was the way I meant to ask it.
I'll ask for feedback. Do you think I'm loud?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty obnoxious sometimes.
I think we both are. And we get to celebrate Pride this year. Yeah. We're going to go. We're going to enjoy it.
I'm excited.
And the next episode, we're going to be talking about homeownership because you're on this journey. I'm on this journey. I'm a first-time home buyer. You're going to be buying your second property. Yeah. Well, second home now.
Yeah.
And so we're going to focus the next episode on that journey for us. But I'm excited for you to celebrate your first Pride.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to hear about it, to review it, to do all the things.
Yeah.
And for all of you guys, it is June. So happy Pride. Happy Go Have Fun month. Celebrate who you are. You deserve to take up the space that you live in. You deserve to be proud and out about who you are. And I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful Pride, whether it be in Seattle or Tacoma. Tacoma celebrates in July. We'll talk about that later.
I can't wait.
But it's, go forth and conquer. Have fun. Happy Pride. And catch us on the next one.